Good morning. Happy Tuesday, everybody. Hey, my sugar woogers and my beautiful butterflies. I hope y'all weren't upset with me last night. I had another power outage. It wasn't over until almost 11 o'clock last night. This is the second one. We had one last month. We had one again last night. So I had a dark house with no air conditioning. So that's why you didn't see Ms.V last night. And it caught me by surprise. My phone wasn't charged up where I could even make a community post. I went out in the car to try to charge the phone, and it seemed like it was taking forever. So by the time I really got settled down last night and back in my home, it was probably around 11:30. So I apologize, but it was beyond my control. So how are my sugar woogers and my beautiful butterflies this morning? I hope y'all had a great night. Mine was good in spite of. I came in, took me a shower, and went to sleep. That's all I could do. I can't worry about the things I can't control. I had no control over it. So I did what I needed to do when I came in. And I woke up early this morning and watched a little YouTube, Miss Loretta over there and Justice. And then came out here to talk to my sugar woogers. Because what was on my mind this morning, hey, everybody coming into the chat this morning, what was on my mind this morning was to reflect and look back over our lives. Sometimes you got to stop and do that. You got to look at where you came from, how you got to where you are today. That's very important. Sometimes if you don't stop and start reflecting on things, you're going to stay stuck in a rut. And you may live your whole life that way. Changes are painful, but they are sometimes necessary. I've gone through a lot of changes in my life. But the good part about it is I change with the change that goes on in my life. It starts from childhood. Everything that we go through in life, it starts at childhood, from birth. Who you are and what you're going to become. Few people in life that I've met have actually turned their life around for the better. I'm coming out of a different era than a lot of people on other channels. Most of you on this channel, you know about my era because we all came about around the same time. Some a little younger, some a little older. But if you from 40 back, you pretty much understand what I'm saying. If you 20 and 30, you don't have it yet. You can't understand it yet. You can't accept people where they are yet. That's not the mindset of a 20 and a 30-year-old. Unless you were raised by older people or decent parents who had rules and regulations in the house for their children, you're not going to get it. And just, it's over your head right now. Some people get stuck in their 20s, 30s. Some never pass elementary, junior high, high school. All you have to do is just sit back, listen, and observe. It's just that simple, people. People gravitate to people usually that are much like themselves or a role model for themselves. It's the way of the world. You get friends based on who you are and how you treat them. You don't keep long time friends. If you're there trying to use a friend, mm-mm. People see through that, and they see through it fast. If they got any kind of about themselves, they'll see through it. You'll meet all kind of people in life, good, bad, and what I call ugly. Just ugly inside and out. They don't contribute anything to your life whatsoever. And you sometimes sit back and you wonder, why were they there? But I learned early, don't keep them there. Let them move on. And if they won't move on, then you move on. Otherwise, you're going to have the same problem every day. You'll see people coming out here hollering, screaming, cussing, fussing, raising hell with people they don't even know. I refuse. I'm going to say what I got to say, and I'm moving on. It's not that critical to me. Whatever's going on in your world or in your life, that's your world and your life. It ain't got nothing to do with me. And that's the way I look at things. And I've looked at them this way most of my life. It's just necessary, people, to learn to mind your business. It'll get you a long ways. When you get to involving yourself into somebody else's life and into somebody else's business, it's a waste of time, and time waits for no one. What do I tell y'all every day? Life can be great. It's a choice we make. Sometimes you'll have hardships that fall on you that's out of your control. But when you really look at it, it was probably the decisions that we made at some point in our life that caused the problem maybe later on. We have choices. We have to make the decision which is the best choice for me. If you go around living your life watching how somebody else lives in their home, in their business, there's really no time to take care of yours. It's a sad situation, but in the era, in the times that we live in today, that's what you got. But remember, when I started this conversation, I told you it started in childhood. A lot of people never make it through adolescence. They just become an adult adolescent. Start listening to what people are saying. How does that affect me? Do I care? No. It's not going to pay one bill. It's not going to move me to the next place in life. It has nothing to do with me or my family, my friends. So why do I care? And it may be because maybe I'm a little older than most. So I don't see things, and I told you this before, like a lot of younger people may see them. Life experiences has taught me a lot. And I thank God that I've never been in any trouble. Never been to jail, never sold drugs, never had, I don't even know what kind of man you would call that. Disrespectful, dishonorable man in my house over my child. Never wanted a man who couldn't do anything for me. A lot of women settle. They just want a man. Well, I don't see it that way. I always said I can do bad all by myself. A lot of you have asked, Ms.V, are you getting married? Are you getting married again? And the answer is hell to the no, no, no. God has blessed me with 3 husbands. And at this stage in the game, what I would get out there is going to be somebody around my age. He will not be older. I'm not a nurse, nor do I want to take care of anybody but me. I want to help those I can help, but I'm not bringing no burdens. Uh-uh. Nope. I get asked out all the time. I haven't accepted one. First of all, I'm still in that grieving process. I think I'm handling it quite well. 4 deaths since the first of the year in my family. And then last year. That's not an easy road to hoe. But I refuse to allow myself to come out here and bash anybody because that's my life. That's the life I've been served. And that's the life I've got to deal with. I'm not going to come out here and lie on nobody because maybe things didn't turn out the way I wanted them to turn out. So I'm going to bring you down to where I am. If I'm at a low point in my life, I'm not going to even be around you because I don't need that type of person in my life. I need people who are going to encourage me, inspire me. And if I don't see that in you, I don't want nothing to do with you. And that's just who I am. So if we go back to childhood and you just stop and look, and I'm talking to the people in my chat right now. It's 83 of y'all in the chat. Good morning to everybody who has come in. Just start back and look at your childhood and see where you came from, where you went wrong, how you corrected it, if you did, and where you're trying to go. Because sitting up all day on YouTube, listening to nonsense, trust me, is not going to help your situation. I don't care how you get out here and you love these content creators, myself as well. If I'm not bringing anything to the table for you, it's just like a marriage. Why do you need me? Why do you need to come over here and listen to me? I haven't inspired you. I haven't educated you. I haven't told you about any of my life experiences, good or bad, that may help you in your life. All I did was come out here and give you a report of what's going on the YouTube streets, and argue and fuss with somebody every day. There may be days that we might have to come out here and, as Miss Ross would say, chin check. I never heard that in my life. And I'm still trying to figure out how you chin checking somebody on a virtual screen. Help me with that, somebody. It's nonsense. It's childish. It's foolish. And there is no way that I'm following anybody that's not bringing anything to the table. And we're not talking about finances. We're talking about inspiration, motivation, education, and or laughter. I don't want to be mad every day out here listening to what stupid stuff is going on these YouTube streets. And I don't. I wouldn't come out here if I had let it get to me to that point where I couldn't come out here and face the nation and talk to my sugar woogers and my beautiful butterflies and tell them, hey, it's a great day here this morning in Houston, Texas. Why? Because I woke up. That's a good reason right there. and I'm able to do for myself. My brain is working. Thank you, Lord. So if you woke up this morning and you didn't even stop to tell whoever you have as a higher being in your life, you've already messed up. Go back to bed and wake up again. I can do that now. I'm retired. Ben. So if I'm having a bad day, God has blessed me to the point where I can get back in the bed and take me another nap and wake up and start my day all over again. And I thank Him, because it hadn't always been like that. I worked for 40 years and not on YouTube. Okay? I worked for major companies. And over my entire career, I had many jobs. I was different from my siblings, even. I told y'all when I first came out here, I was different. I'm not like any of them. I was the first to leave home. There were 5 boys ahead of me, 4 that were living when I came into the world. They all chose to stay at home, seek jobs there. I was the first to say, I'm not staying in this small town anymore. It has nothing to offer me. I am gone. Oh, my mother was okay with it. My daddy had a fit. He went and got me a job teaching school. One of the teachers was retired. The school where the house I grew up in, there was a high school across the street when I was growing up. I told you my grandparents had the little neighborhood store right there, and that's how they made their money, really, is off those high school students and the people in the community buying groceries, food from the neighborhood store. And they did quite well because it's 7 miles up the road at that time. It's changed now, but at that time, you had to get 7 miles up the road to get to Monroe because we lived in Richwood, which is now a town. It was not even a town when I grew up there. You just lived in the country. But it was a good life. When I look at a lot of these people out here who were raised in the city, and it's a different life. You have joy. You have peace. You don't have nobody bothering you. You don't have neighbors all up under you. Now, growing up, I didn't think it was so cool because all of my friends lived in the city because I went to a city school with my mother, who was a teacher. And I always went through the city schools. I never went through the parish schools. Remember, Louisiana is the only state with parishes. There are no counties, but it's the same principle, okay? They still under the Napoleonic laws there and probably will never change. That's the boot. But it wasn't a bad life when I look back on it because I never had a fight. We were too busy competing with each other, dancing, singing, whether it was in the church choir or whether it was a concert that the school may have put on. We had a lot of things back then in the schools that kept us off the street back then. On Friday nights and Saturday nights, there may be a dance contest at the schools. There may be a singing contest at the schools. And the guys were always playing sports: basketball, football, baseball. Those were the 3 sports that most of them played. And if you look at the history of Northeast Louisiana, most of your professional football players and basketball players, a lot of them came out of that area, Northeast Louisiana, where I'm from, because Grambling University is only like 36 miles away from there. And they probably put out more professional athletes than any other black school in the country. Fact. Their band is well noted across the country because they've been out the country performing. The brother that just passed was in the band on a scholarship at Grambling. While he was there, his 4 years, they went to Africa. Grambling is also well noted for their nursing department. And then you had Southern in Baton Rouge. Those two colleges competed with each other. Unfortunately, I'm different. I never went to black schools, only in elementary and junior high. After junior high, it was over. But I'm glad that I had that humble beginning in the black schools, in the elementary school, and in the junior high to learn my people and who they are before I tried to step through a door and try to integrate a high school. It would have been disaster. If you don't know your own, how you gonna go and try to connect with somebody else? It's impossible. So I'm glad of that life experiences. I'm happy about everything in my life. Looking back, I'm grateful and I'm happy. And that's how I can come out here every day and I can talk to my sugar woogers and I can talk to my beautiful butterflies about my life and my life experiences. I don't need anybody to come out here and tell my story. There are people in my chat almost every day that know me from a child or a family. So how can I lie? When they can get on here and say, that's not true. I haven't even looked in the chat this morning to see who's in the chat. I had a message I wanted to bring to you this morning. And then I'll get into my chat because normally I know my chat. It takes them 30 minutes to speak to each other. That's the kind of people I have over here. They throw hearts, roses, turquoise. Trucker's wife will come in with a truckload of roses for everybody. Prince is going to come over here with some jokes. Lisa and Fanny are going to keep the chat occupied until I get to them. I have great moderators. I couldn't have asked for a better chat. No fights, no nothing. We don't do that over here. On a virtual cruise ship, that's not safe. You out on the water. So it's just not safe over here to be fighting. I didn't grow up fighting. I don't know nothing about it. You never ever heard me come up out here and say, I'll beat the brakes off of you. I'll do this and I'll do that. And I do, Because I ain't finna do none of it. Ain't no scratches on my body from no fights. Ain't no cuts, ain't no bruises, and ain't no gunshot wounds at 69, and I don't intend to. So I don't listen to those people because I didn't grow up like that. I don't know that way of life. I don't want to know that way of life at this point in my life. I have enough people in my life not to ever look for another friend. If I never get another friend in life, I'm good. I'm good. I'll stick with my 30, 40, 50, and 60 plus year friends. Because if they've been in my life that long, they ain't going nowhere now. But maybe to glory. So it's that way. I've always been a friendly person. I've always had people around me. Never really looked for friends. Just got in the group and fit in. Always a humble person. No matter what I have, what I didn't have, I'm blessed. And it wasn't by nobody but him. My hard work and using my brain power to get through life. A lot of people are followers. I've never been a follower. Never considered myself a leader. I'm me. And on my life's journey, that's who I was. I'm not following nobody because everybody is not right all the time, including me. And I think people should be able to tell a person, if you're dealing with a person and y'all get into it, and y'all are not civilized enough in 2023 to sit down and talk about it and decide, look, we're going to go our separate ways. It's been nice knowing you. Or not say nothing at all, just back away and go away. I'm not fixing to get on no phone and try to convince nobody or they're wrong. Do what you got to do, because I'm going to do what I got to do. I'm going to let you make the first move. And the second move might be your last move in my life. Because I've evaluated you. You don't work. You just don't fit. And there's nothing wrong with that. Just go find somebody on your level that you can deal with and you can associate with. It's not me. I don't think like that. I don't do the things you do. I don't go to places you go. I don't associate with the type of people you associate with. I've never been a part of a group, a sorority, a society. No. That's not me. I could care less. And I'm at a place now in my life where I could care less about a whole lot of things. If it doesn't affect me in any kind of way, it's none of my business, and I could care less. Go take care of your business. Don't expect for me to come over there and fight your battles. You didn't fight mine. Did you come to me? Did you help me? No, I helped you. But then when it came down to me, you wasn't nowhere to be found. You sitting over in the corner, watching. I don't need people like that in my life. Never have, never will. I can't do it. It's a waste of my time. Understand that some people are only in your life for a reason and a season. When the reason is over and the season is, they gone. Don't care nothing about you. They showing you good luck, which they don't really mean that. They don't mean good luck. Because if they wanted you to have good luck, they still be there in your life trying to help you. Listen to the words that people tell you. Watch the plays of people, how they move in life, not only out here in these streets, but how they move in life. And you'll see for yourself. Nobody got to tell you nothing. I don't need nobody else's opinion of nobody. That's your opinion. It got nothing to do with how I look at a person and how I feel about a person or what that person did to me. There's a reason why I might not like that person. I don't have but one person out here, and I don't have a problem saying it, that I don't care for at all on YouTube, and that is Rosalind Knight. I will never like her again in life. I don't hate her, but I don't want her nowhere around me. If a person lie on you one time, they'll do it again. You don't even know that person, and that person comes out and tell your life story. What about telling your own instead of somebody else telling yours? See how simple that could have been? Real simple. I don't fool with those kind of people. I don't fool with thugs. I don't fool with druggies. I don't fool with people at this point in my life who don't have nothing to show for. and I want to go and associate myself with them, you got me messed up. You 50 years old and ain't got a pot to pee in and a back door to throw it out of, and you think I'm one to be in your company? What can you contribute to my life? Your problems? I don't need them. I don't want them. I got my own. I only deal with mine. That's it, and that's all. And it's very plain, it's very clear. There are people out here on these YouTube channels that I gravitate to. I see what they're saying is true and it's facts. They haven't bothered anybody. They have been bothered. Okay? There are people out here on these YouTube streets that I have helped. But I don't see where they did a whole lot for me. Nor will I ask. I know who to ask. And I know who's coming through for me. By the way, while I'm thinking of it, today is Aura's birthday. Happy birthday to Aura, everybody. Aura is a member of this community over here. She subscribed to channel Chatting with Ms.V. So let's all tell Aura happy birthday. All right. Anybody else have a birthday over here today while we shouting out birthdays? If so, let me know. Moving on. That's a bit of how I was raised. I was raised different, probably than most. With 7 kids in the house, with 6, because like I said, I lost one brother, the twin, and a mother, a father, and my paternal grandparents. So you wasn't going to do too much wrong with 4 parents in the house. See, I was privileged to have 4 instead of 1 or 2. If your mama didn't see it and get, your daddy did. Your grandma was told, your grandpa. I came up in an era where there was a belt in the house. They didn't have to use it on you but one time to earn their respect from you. I grew up in an era where there was a belt in the classroom. Usually fan belts, the little black fan belt, they cut it and that was what they hit you with. Hold your hand out and take it. Not one parent came to the school when a child got spanked. The principal at my elementary school had a board, and he called it John Henry. You take your ass up in that assembly if you want to and talk when he's talking. And a many kid got their butt toe up on the stage in my elementary school. That was 6 years. You learn respect early. Teachers were teachers back then. You knew who they were. They dressed like teachers. They walked the walk of a teacher. They set an example for you. Today we go in classrooms and we don't know who the students are, especially in high school, or who the students are, who the teachers are. They all dressed just alike. T-shirt, blue jeans, whatever, hair half done. Just looking any kind of way. Not saying they're not a good teacher. They're just not presenting themselves like a teacher. That didn't happen in my day. The teachers that came into my elementary school were dressed like Sunday morning, stockings and heels on. And as Ms. Carver said, that red lipstick. You knew right away who they were, and you addressed them as Mrs. or Mr. I never heard anybody disrespect a teacher in my elementary school. Because what would happen is you get your ass tore up at school, sent to the principal's office, get it tore up again. And then they were going to call your parents and tell them, and your parents were going to tear your ass up again. See, that's the era I came from. I'm not going to get no whooping at school. I'm not going to no principal's office, and I'm not going home. Well, I was at a disadvantage because I was at the same elementary school with my mom. So she knew it right away. It wasn't no breaking news. But I never, ever disrespected anybody there or got in any trouble or never sent to the principal's office. It wasn't no suspension and no expelling no students back. No, you got your ass whooped and you went on back in there and you acted right. Now you got all these disorders in the classroom. My child got this and my child, they may have had it then. They didn't show it. We had kids that were mentally challenged. They sit in that class. They didn't have a special room. They were in the classroom with us. We all recognized. We played with them and we helped them to study. The ones of us who finished our tests early or the ones of us who got our assignments finished, the teachers would put us with that person so we could help them in a group. They learned. If they were in that classroom and they could walk and talk in that classroom, because I don't ever remember anybody in a wheelchair in my elementary school. But if they could walk in that class and they could open their mouth and they could talk and they could listen, they could learn. That's what we were told. And it's true. If you can teach an animal who can't talk, you can teach a child. Doesn't matter. Okay? So gravitate to people. I'm going to use Rosalind's words, that you are like-minded with. And if you want to stay over there and you want to just do drama every day, and you want to hear drama every day, and that's what your life is all about, tearing down people, hurting people, lying on people, scamming people, then that's where you belong. But evaluate these content creators, myself included. What are we bringing to your life? Do y'all just, because we retired and you don't have nothing else to do, oh, I'm going to go over there and hear her today. Oh, I'm going to go over there and see what she got to say today. When everybody basically is saying the same thing. If they're not bringing you a topic of content, they're saying the same. They either are reacting to what has been said or they're telling you the same thing. Maybe in a different way, but it's the same. Now, we've had Rosalind to come out here and to just literally destroy these YouTube streets with lies. With lies. I can say that because she lied on me. And I will never forgive her for it or forget it. Never. Because it was unnecessary. You didn't know jack shit about me. But it still didn't stop us. So now let's evaluate that. Let's just stop and analyze that. What does that tell you about that person? If you just gonna come out here and make me have a relationship with Coco and you can't prove it, why did you say it? Because I never heard him say anything out here on these streets other than mother. So that tells me he looked up to me as a mother figure, not a relationship. See how confused people are? I had a squatter to come over to my channel yesterday to try to chin check me. Where is my husband? How immature and childish is that? You following in behind Roz because her nosy ass never saw him. That's the only reason she kept saying that. Because she's nosy. She wanted to see. Doesn't mean that other people out here didn't see him. She didn't. Because I'm smart. Keep telling y'all that. I knew that's what she wanted. So he didn't exist because she never saw him. You see the logic there? It's none. I'm going to make me some views off of her. Oh, I don't like how she lived. I don't like what she got. I don't like what she's saying. Oh, I don't believe her. Because you're not on my level. You'll never understand. Our lives are too different. I bettered myself by not just taking my little country humble beginnings and staying there. No, I left to better myself. After college, after 2 degrees, I'm gone. And whatever I make of my life is my life. And that's what I told my parents, that I will never come back here to live. And I can proudly say I never did. Once I was on my own, I was on my own. You have done what you need to do for this girl. You put me through college, and I thank you. But I'm out of here. And I will never forget you, and I will always come back to visit you. And I will always do whatever I can for you. But I will never live in your house again. And I meant. I can't get with grown children in a house with their mother. You 25. After 25, something went wrong if they still up in the house with you. Because a normal thinking 25 would want to be on their own where they can do what they want to do in their own place where they live. That's not logical thinking to me. And I was pushing 24 when I left my mom's house after my 2 degrees. Ready to go. I'll get the rest on my own. I will survive. I did. And I'm very, very happy to say I wake up when I want to. I get up, I do what I want to. I go where I want to. And no lies have ever stopped me from doing anything that I wanted to do. Never really had anybody to just up and lie on me like that. Hopefully, Odie is in the chat this morning. She's my homegirl. Maybe my niece is in the chat this morning. Other family members or friends. So they know. You don't, because you don't know me. I am who I say I am. I don't have to come out here and make up nothing. It's too late in the evening. At 69, you gonna come out here and make up some lies? Your life is too short for that. Mine anyway. And I understand that death is sure. You better get there where I am. Because the road that you on right now ain't gonna take you nowhere but back to where you came from. If you haven't gotten an education to advance you, if you haven't come up with any entrepreneurial skills to help you, I feel sorry for you. Because I've seen social media apps come up and go down. There were some before Facebook and YouTube. They're no longer with us anymore. So don't get too caught up on this YouTube money, because it could be here today and gone tomorrow. Things are even changing on YouTube in this sector, because YouTube is not paying the kind of money they were paying a year ago. because this sector is out of control. Once you get that through your head, the money hungry ones out here, that all this stuff you saying and doing and lying and hey, it's affecting your money. Get you some content where your money won't be affected. That's what you're supposed to be, a content creator. Am I right or am I wrong? Everybody want to do reactions. That's easy. I can come out here and react on anybody's life because it ain't nothing but my opinion. Doesn't necessarily make it true. But Miss Lady over there, when she does her reactions, it's never reacting on the video or the live that the person put out there. It's added, subtracted, multiplied, divided. You ain't even got a whole number no more. You got a fraction when she get through with you. Because she does not have any idea on how to do a reaction. Sad, but true. I hear other reaction channels coming out here. They don't give their opinion. They give a reaction. The only thing that hurts that person who did it or said it is that now they're reacting on the reactors. Because you come out here and you have not told the truth. So skeletons are running out the closet. You don't get it? You want them to keep running out? Or are you going to turn your life around? Because your life is messed up when you got to do that. When you got to get up every day and be negative every day and react on somebody else's life, in your opinion ain't worth a damn to me. Point blank, period. And I just don't allow that kind of stuff in my life. That's low life. That's low thinking. That's illogical. I can't do it. So that's my message to you this morning. Get a life. Your life, not nobody else's. Get out of everybody else's life and fix your problems in your life. Because what I'm seeing, there are many. And there's so much you could be doing. Taking care of your life, your health, your finances. And you're not going to get it on YouTube. YouTube is not going to clean up your house. You over there in a filthy house. You packing all these people around. But ain't none of them doing nothing but boosting you on. Ain't none of them. I'll help you. I'll come and clean up for you today. I'll be there when you're sick. None of them. Just remember that. Get it in your head. That just because people follow you, don't mean they're going to be there for you. And that's what's more important in life. And YouTube is a part of our lives now. It's just like TV. We probably watch more YouTube and Facebook and social media channels than anything else now. But just because a person becomes a content creator, what kind of content are they bringing? What are they saying? What are they doing? How is it helping you? That's what I want y'all to look at. Let me get into my chat, speak to my sugar woogers, see what y'all been talking about. I know y'all spoke for 30 minutes. I'm cool with that. Kim is in the house. Candy Girl, Elaine, good morning. Miss Susie made it. Jackie Johnson, Geraldine Warren, Granny K, Devetta Hertz, Fanny, Cheryl Williams. Hanging out is here. Kim Taylor. Why? Why what? Over here with chatting with Ms.V, Kim, everybody has the right to say whatever. But when I get to things like why, what is my question. I need you to make a complete sentence. That's one word. I don't know why the earth is round. Why the moon was full last night. What are you talking about? But welcome to Chatting with Miss V. Um, hey, Miss Renee Sharp, how you doing? Elaine is here. Kim Taylor, no. Kim, you may not belong over here. Uh, because over here we make complete sentences where when the content creator gets down to reading their comment, they understand what they're talking about. I can't take up all of my time with you as to why and no. So you probably got on the road trying to get to the street. So feel free to go on down the street. It's okay because I'm not going to take up these people time questioning you as to what you're talking about. I'm just not going to do it. Let me get on down with the rest of my sugar woogers. Hey, La La, how you doing? Thank you, thank you. She says happy Tuesday. Thank you, Fanny, for coming in as my moderator. Carolyn Armand, my homegirl out of Las Vegas, Nevada, is in the house this morning. Thank you, Carolyn, for coming in. Hey, Avis, how you doing? No more drama. Is in the building this morning. Thankful for life. She made it. And I love it. Every time I see that, it just tells me something about her. She's thankful for her life, or she wouldn't have made that. Let's see. Who else is in the house this morning? Doki. Uh, Christine Seabrook is with us this morning. And thanks to all of you who are bringing in the roses, the hearts, and whatever you brought. Hey, Pierre, how you doing? Yup, I said once, Pierre is a member of the community over here now, and his channel is Pierre Bike Life TV. Check him out. Glendine is here. Hey, Carla, how you doing? Candy Girl is in the house this morning. I appreciate all of y'all. Miss Carolyn say amen to that. You must know how to, what are you saying? Treat others. We know, Carolyn, because that's the town we were brought up in. We had a lot of respect in that town that we grew up in. And we couldn't just go around just being thugs and bombs and we were taught to go to school, get you an education so you can take care of yourself, respect the elders, take care of the children. Carolyn is here. I told you it'd be somebody from my hometown or somebody coming to my chat. And y'all welcome Carolyn because she had been following me on Facebook, but I don't think I've seen her over here on YouTube. So she's a new member of the community over here, y'all. So welcome Carolyn to the community. Doki, Odie, another home girl in the house this morning. How you doing, Aura? Beautiful butterfly. And do you think these people would be coming into my chat if I was out here lying to y'all and making up stuff and dragging people? And they don't know me like that. They know me as the person you see me as. So I really appreciate whenever my home folks come into the chat. Let's see. Tilo is here this morning. Hey, Amy. Get my speaks. Miss Arlene is here in the house. I appreciate you. And Miss Kathy. Woolman. I didn't say Woodson. I had to stop and think about it, but I got it right. Miss Cynthia Green is here this morning. Stay in my lane. Good morning, Ms.V. I was out of power from Friday through Sunday. I feel you. Yeah, it gets to be a little much stay in my lane. I mean, it was so hot in here last night with no lights and no air conditioning. Then my phone wasn't charged and it was just a mess. But I was like, ain't nothing you can do about it but go sit out there in your car because I wasn't even dressed. I was getting ready to get dressed for my 7:30 YouTube channel last night. So it was nowhere I could come on, even behind, because my phone wasn't even charged. And it took too long charging up in the car. After I came on around 1 yesterday, I told y'all I was getting ready to take a nap, and I did. And if the lady hadn't come knocked on the door, I wouldn't have woke up until the alarm went off on my phone to dress to come back out on YouTube. Um, Hello to everyone I missed. I'm working, peeping in. Okay, Fanny, we understand. Have a good day at work, Fanny. We love you. Um, Cynthia Green says, I'm with you, Miss V. Hell no. Had two, my last one passed. Yeah, I'm done with husbands. They're not going to mess up what the husbands have left me with. I'm not taking on any responsibility of nobody else's family member to have to take care of at this stage in life. Now we can go on a date. We can go to dinner. We can go to the movies. We can take a vacation. But let it stay right there, okay? Go on to your house, cause I like it up in here. Ain't nobody bothering me. But the little niece, and when I get tired of her, I tell her to go to her mama. Um. By the way, she's not doing good, y'all. She's still having pains and aches. And that was Thursday night. We went to the emergency room. I called her last night to see how she was doing while I was sitting out there in the car. And she's still in bed. She's still aching. So she had a bad case of it. So I've just been crossing my fingers, praying to God, Lord, I'm too old to go through what I saw her go through. So far, so good. But I'm staying up in this house. I ain't going out there until I have to. I done told y'all. I made a decision, and I don't want to expose people. And there are some people who are asymptomatic. I'm not one, because to me, COVID is no, oops, I said it again. The C word is no different from a cold, a pneumonia, any other airborne disease out there. So if you can catch that, you can catch the C. So I went to the doctor and had blood work done for my knee. And I asked him then, would you also run it for COVID? There's no COVID in my system that I've ever had it. So I thank God for that. Miss Arlene is here. I spoke to Tilo Devetta. You are Miss Vietta. You are handling it very well. I thank God he has given you the strength to endure. Yeah, if it hadn't been for him, I don't know where I'd be, because I've been through some stuff. If you've been through 3 marriages, 2 divorces, and a death, that's a lot right there. So that's most of my life right there. I looked back, and I can honestly say that it still was a good life, even though we're not together today. I enjoyed when I was married. I enjoy being single, because that's the place I put my mind in. It's all in your mind, people. You have to learn to control your thoughts, and you have to learn to make the best decision in a circumstance. This was a good decision for me to come out here on YouTube. I get a chance to talk to people. I get a chance to meet new people, communicate with them. I can learn from y'all just like y'all can learn from me. It's great at this point in my life. No, a couple of years ago, it wouldn't have been great. No, I don't want a channel. I had too much going on in my life. Too many things I had to do. When y'all met me, it was during a pandemic. So I was basically shut in, and I watched a lot of YouTube during that time, from channel to channel. And I got to know these content creators out here, all except the ones who came here in the last year. I know them. I've watched them. I've seen some make erratic changes, changes that I never would have thought I would have seen them make. Not for the good, but for the worse. I've seen some that have come out of their shell. They used to wouldn't even go on nobody's channel. Now they're all over the place, which is a good thing. It's not bad. I feel that YouTube will either make you or break you. And we're seeing a lot of broken people out here on YouTube because they didn't come out here being who they are. You could have come out here as a druggie and told about your experiences. And people will admire you and flock to you because you were smart enough to turn your life around. But you can't come out here as a thug and think that you're going to get nothing but thugs. Because this is what you're going to get. You're a gunslinger, you're going to get gunslingers. You're a fighter, you're going to get fighters. You're a humble, reserved person. That's what you'll attract. You attract what you are out here on these YouTube streets. And you see the ones coming into your channel that's not like you. And tell them they don't belong with you. Move on. You don't need that type of person for a subscriber. No. They don't have your back. They don't believe in what you're saying. But my thing is, why are you here? I've been out here long enough now for people to know who I am. There's been enough people in my chat from my hometown, my family, people I've met around the world coming into my chat. So they know me. And you gonna come over here and don't know me and tell me something? Better get G-I-T. Okay? Because Ms.V has no time for you. She's not interested. Hey, Malibu, how you doing? Get on down. Deborah Silver, I don't think I've seen you over here, but good morning and welcome to Chatting with Ms.V. Do subscribe and like the page. Hey, Shonda Thoughts, how you doing this morning? Thank you for coming over, Shonda. Like I said yesterday, it means a lot to me when other content creators come into my chat and speak to me or support my channel or let me shout out DJ too, because I just realized, I think it was last week, that DJ has been supported. She told me that she was watching from the bushes on her page. I didn't think too much of it. But I've been seeing on her community walls. And I appreciate that, DJ. Getting on down. Terry, how you doing? Hey, Myra. Boss Jimmy, let's see what you're saying. Did I pass up somebody? Miss Susie, I think I spoke to you. Say that. Thank you, Lord. Okay. Thank you, Miss Susie. The boss Jimmy says, hello there, Ms. V, and everyone in the chat. Good morning to you and happy terrific Tuesday. And that goes to everybody in my chat this morning. My homegirl Carolyn Almond says, absolutely no room for foolishness. No, ma'am. And you know, Carolyn, we didn't have time for that. Our parents kept us busy. We were doing something. We were dancing. We were singing. We were playing ball. We were in the little sororities they had there, the Cinderellas, doing something that was constructive. We wasn't just out there running up and down the street with Tom, Dick, and Harry. Our parents had to know who we were running with. They had to know who the parents were. No, you weren't going to come down there thinking you were going to date me and my parents didn't know who your parents were. No. You might have came from a house of murderers for all they knew. Maybe they had to check out your background. Nope. Today's kids, they just go out there and they just date. Parents don't know them. They don't know where they are. There's a problem there. And they get hooked up with the wrong folks. And they tend to just keep doing the same thing, getting hooked up with the wrong folks. It's sad, but true. Granny K says she thanks God for her retirement, and I second that, Granny. I thank God for mine too. Them 40 years finally paid off. Yes, indeed. Let's see, I spoke to Boss Jimmy. I'm getting on down, y'all. Y'all are still speaking like y'all normally do, and that's cool with me. I just don't want to miss a comment before I sign off. Um, GSU, where everybody is somebody. Yeah, so you know that's Carolyn's alma mater. Unfortunately, I got caught up in integration, so I was 5 miles from where Carolyn went to school. I went to Louisiana Tech, which was predominantly the all-white college when I went there. It may have been 16 blacks on campus my freshman year. And Carolyn went to the almighty GSU, where everybody is somebody. I know that's right. Did I say it right about GSU, Carolyn? What y'all stand for? I think I did. Because my brother Harry went there. Granny K say, great conversation, Ms. V. Have a good rest of the day. And you too, Granny. You probably been gone, but I'm getting on down. Hey, Rita, how you doing this morning? Kimberly Earls, welcome to Chatting with Ms. V. I don't think I've seen you over here, but you are most definitely welcome. Get into the chat. Let's chat. Ms. V, I know exactly what you're talking about. This is from Boss Jimmy. Because I went to Jackson State for my nursing, Grambling and Southern and Xavier First City as well. Yes, my daughter went to Xavier first year. Then she graduated from Prairie View, which the pastor at my church at that time was the nursing director at Prairie View. And I was very happy of that because she could tell me what my Brandy was doing over there. Is she making grades? Is she cutting up? What's she doing? What's she doing? I need to know. Her name was Miss Brown too. Miss Brown, I need to know what she's doing over there. Oh no, she's doing good. She's okay. Thank you. That's what I want to hear because I don't want to waste my money. She can get out and get a job if she's not gonna do right. Doki says Grambling State. Okay. There's some people that know about Grambling. Amen. I can relate. Okay, thank you, Amy. I'm glad. Fanny says bullseye. Cynthia Green says, speak facts, Miss V. I try every day. I don't ever want to come out here and mislead my chat. Ever. Never. And if I'm wrong, I want to be the first one to admit it. If y'all call my hand on something, I'm wrong. What's wrong with being wrong? You don't know everything. Sometimes you get things twisted. Hello, who is this? Speak, Miss V. That's Jackie Johnson. Okay, Carla, we're not going to like everyone, and that's okay. But can we still be respectful? Always. And isn't that the one thing I ask for over here on this channel is to be respectful? Hit that like button and be respectful. That's all I've ever asked of y'all. At least be able to say have had and lost, then to never have and all and lie. Right, Dokie. Because we all go through changes in life. You up, you down. You're not always going to be on top of things and even not in the middle of the road. Things can happen in life out of your control that can wipe money away, and it can cause a lot of tears to flow. Just know that. Just because you up now don't mean you're going to stay up. Your health could bring you down. You could not be able to work tomorrow. Go on disability. That's not going to be the same as what you're making now. So many things you need to think of. Just stay humble. Stay in your lane. Okay? And you'll be fine. Educate them, Ms. V. Some will get it, Carla. Some won't. It's no different than being in the classroom. You got A, B, C, D, F students. Some have to repeat. Some have to be taught by life. You can't tell them nothing. Life has to teach them, and it will. Trust me on that. Boss Jimmy say, that's right, Ms. V. Everybody's throwing happy birthday to you, Ara. I don't know if you're in the chat, but I saw it on another channel that today was your birthday. And I believe, I don't want to say because I don't know. I just watched Miss Loretta and Justice. So it was on Justice channel. That's who it was. I fell out the bushes. Well, Tamika, thank you. Good morning. Why you in the bushes, Tamika? We don't have to be in the bushes over here. Ms.V don't come out here and chop up nobody unless they disrespect me. Otherwise, we have chats. We have conversations. Stay out them bushes for something bite you out there, Tamika. Get on in the house, okay? And welcome to Chatting with Ms. V. Much love to you. Have a good day. Okay, getting on down here. Happy blessed birthday, Ara. Okay. Rita says a paddle. Yes. My principal, Carolyn Armin, is on here. She knows B.D. Robinson was the principal of J.S. Clark Elementary School in Monroe, Louisiana, and he had a board that he made into a paddle and put the name of the board was John Henry, and it was on that paddle. And he whooped a minute ass with that board. Never went to jail or nothing else. Sure didn't. We had one of the toughest principals in Monroe, probably in the history of principals. He packed his gun. Yes, he did. Back then, I'm talking about the 60s, 70s. I think he probably was gone by the 80s. But nobody was going to walk over him in that school. You think you was going to go in there and jump on Mr. Carroll? Yeah, you better jump back. And it was known all over town. He was packing. The best principal anybody could have been under. Because one thing, you were going to get that work. He recruited the best teachers. If he had to go somewhere else in the state or out the state to get them. Those that graduated from Carroll High School, they made it in this world. Believe me. And they ain't no bullies. They hard-working people. Probably most are retired now. Some are passed on. But it's well known then and now in that town. Times have changed. The kids raise themselves now. So the values and the morals are not there. The foundation is unstable, very. Because I see it all the time. Where kids are telling the parents what they want and what they want to do. Oh, and they wasn't raised like that. I had a housekeeper. I heard that the other night and I thought, so did I. That didn't mean my child didn't have to get her ass in there and keep her room clean until Friday when the housekeeper came in. The same guy that cleaned my beauty shop cleaned my house. He cleaned my house on Friday and he cleaned that beauty shop on Sunday when I was closed. And had it ready for me on Tuesday when I walked back in there. But did that stop me from teaching her how to clean up? How to wash dishes? How to mop the floor? How to keep your room straight? Put those things, fold them up and put them in your drawer. How to wash, how to iron, and how to cook? No, it didn't. My mom taught me and I taught her. Okay? And obviously she's teaching her children too. Because her daughter is 10 and can cook you a full course breakfast. And she's learning how to cook. I see a chef in her. That's what I see in her. Because she loves the kitchen. I see something like Space Center in Jackson. He likes computers and he's into that space kind of stuff. I see that in him. But I totally agree with you, Just Me Rain. Stay away from me, John Henry. Baby John Henry was a tough, bad sucker, baby. I don't know what he felt like. I ain't fooled with John Henry. Okay, that's all I can say. Plus, I had my mama there with her little fan belt. So either way it go, if I got in trouble, I was going to get it from both sides. I just was a good child. I was a model citizen in school, okay? A village raised some of us. Exactly. I was raised in a village because if anything happened out there in the community, I could tell my mama I was going downtown Monroe because I told you I started driving at 15. And if I was in a place where I wasn't supposed to be, I hadn't told her I was going there, she already knew it when I got home because somebody was going to call and tell her. Oh, Miss Brown, I saw your car at such and such a place today. My mama's like, no, I wasn't there. And she would ask to see if you were going to lie. Where'd you go? I just gone on tell her where I went. I went where I said I was going, and then I made the block, and I went over there. Okay, she wasn't finna whoop my ass for lying. When they took religion out of school, Satan ran rampant. Rita, you are definitely correct about that. People befriend you just to wait for your downfall, and when you don't fall, they get mad at you because God made sure you were protected. Correct, Carolyn. Absolutely correct. I totally agree. And we've seen it. Carolyn and I have been in this world long enough to seen it. We know about it. Just me Rain, they would probably try to take a paddle away from you now and bold enough to hit you with it. Yeah, I wouldn't trust a paddle in the classroom with some of these teachers in here now. If they molesting students, I don't want them to have a paddle. That's how the times have changed. We didn't know about no molestation of no children. And when we were coming up, if it happened, it never hit news. Yes, we got paddling in school, home, and our neighbors. Yes, ma'am. But we better people because of that. Yeah, it might have been cruel and harsh and whatever then, but it didn't kill us. I don't have no scars from the whoopings that I got. I got a few in my lifetime, but it made me a better person looking back over my life. Hello, Ms.V. How are you doing, Maria? I was raised the same way like you. We had respect for our elders, and you took care of children. You respected children too. I don't know nobody was cussing around no children when I was growing up. Because first of all, the children were smart enough to go tell, oh, they was cussing. What they say. That's what the parents would say. And there you go. They gone to get that belt. If you had it like that now, you'd have better productive citizens. You'd have less dropouts. You would have less drug addicts because they would have been trying to know. Don't experiment with that. You see what it's doing to that person. Why you think you better than them? It won't do it to you. You get that down and low. You went to your parents. You went to somebody. You talked to them. They helped you. People don't have nobody to talk to no more. That's going to give them good sound advice. So maybe the drug is just helping them kill that dead emptiness that's inside of them. I don't know. I don't know why people do what they do, but they do it. Okay, we're getting on down because we're getting ready to get off of here in 15 more minutes. I got 15 more minutes, y'all. I just don't want to miss anybody. Hi, Dorothy Jackson, and welcome to Chatting with Ms.V. And thanks to all of y'all. I'm seeing membership badges beside your name. I appreciate you supporting this channel. Carolyn Almond says, Mrs. Brown, always dressed to the T. You think that's where I got it from, Carolyn? Yeah, because when I dress, I dress now. I don't half step. But yeah, my mama was a dresser. I mean, back then they had purses and shoes that matched. When you bought them, you didn't buy just the purse. You bought just the shoes. You bought the purse to match. They wore gloves back then. They wore pearls back then. They wore furs back then. That's the era my mother came from in the classroom. Going there now, you asking who the teacher is. Sad but true. Hey, Denise, how you doing? Hey, Leslie. Um, Michelle Quinn, how are you this morning? Not here. I get sick of hearing about someone who doesn't reflect me in any way. I've liked a change. You are wait a minute. You are 100% on your mark. Thank you, Michelle. I think the people over here in my chat were probably raised around the same way with the same principles and standards in their home because of our age. If you over 40 and you over here, you were probably raised the same way. It 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 was the 80s that things really turned around when kids started raising kids and kids had so much to say and kids telling the parents what to say. And that's when I saw it go crazy because before then, I mean, everybody was raised the same way in the same black neighborhoods. It wasn't integrated neighborhoods in the 50s and 60s, where we came from. In the 70s, things started changing after the Vietnam War. And people came home from war, and that's when the drugs came in. And we were the flower children. So, we were happy people. We ain't got no time to be around here fussing and fighting. We going to concerts and having big gatherings in parks and stuff. And, there were organizations, there was movements, Black Power. That's what we were all about. We were together more in the 70s than we are now. Because we were all about Black Power back then. The throwing the fist up, letting the people know who we were. Yeah. Now you got Black folks out here just tearing down folks every day and don't know SHIT about them. And that's what's sad. To make money off the back of somebody else tearing them down. That's sick. You need help. Hey, Marla, how you doing? Hi, Brian. First time here. Thank you for coming over and chatting with me this morning. She don't like nobody that has more than her. Well, we all know that, Mary. That's a fact. That's the only reason why she tore me down. She didn't know me. She saw my life. And the only thing she didn't see, it is what she wanted to see, was my husband. And I told her that day one, you will not see my children and you will not see my husband. They don't want no parts of YouTube or social media. But in her head, she's going to bully until she make me show him. Too bad. Too bad. I don't take threats lightly, and I don't do what people want me to do. I do what I want to do. You show your man. I even told her that, and I'll show mine. She never showed me hers, so she never saw mine. But she convinced the purple people over there that he didn't exist because she never saw him. But that was to bully me to make me show him. Well, you can go down there to the graveyard, baby, and y'all can have a conversation. And he might be that hat man that's all up in your house because he wore a cap or a hat every day, and you mess with him. So it might be him up in there. I don't know, because he truly loved me. That's a fact. And he knew what you were doing before he left you. That's a fact. So yeah, try to kill a hat man. He's a spirit now. Mess around and shoot yourself. Ari is very unhappy with herself. No stand-up woman could feel content tearing others down daily, but that makes, I'ma say, Fluffy, because I don't want people to think that we talking about our community member over here, Aura. But I get it, Just Rain. Others down daily, but that makes those with no self-esteem feel very better about themselves. Low self-esteem and insecure people will do that to you. Yep. They gonna talk about you. They gonna pull you down. They gonna make you look like you ain't ish, because they ain't. That's what they do. They make a job of it. They work for Satan. Definitely not working for the Lord. God's people don't do that. I don't know what this channel's about, but hi from Scotland. Hello, Mr. Craig. How you doing? And welcome to Chatting with Ms.V. We take topics over here and we discuss them. Get in the chat and just feel free. We have men over here as well as women. And men come into the chat all the time. So we welcome you here to Chatting with Ms.V. Today, we just kind of reflecting and looking back, Mr. Craig, over our lives. That's what I told my parents when I left, that I prayed that I would never have to come back home, and I haven't. They thought I would be the one coming back home and didn't. You make up in your mind that you're going to make it, you're going to make it. You don't need nobody. You need yourself. Then they equip you with everything you need. Hey, sweet and sassy, how you doing this morning? Mary Francis says, hi, Mr. Craig from Scotland. They're speaking to you. That's what we do over here, Mr. Craig. Fanny is also speaking to you, Mr. Craig. Good morning, Dorothy. Did I speak to you, Dorothy Jackson? If I did, I think I did. But good morning again. It ain't going to hurt to speak again. Content, some people has no content. That is what hurts these YouTube streets. Not having any content. And like I always say, Granny was right about this one thing. Content can be anything. It can be that molding around the wall up there, if I care to talk about it, and how it was constructed, and how it was carved, and how many nails they covered up when they put in there, how thick it is, how long it is. We can have a conversation about that. Crown molding. It that's why I don't understand these streets. She worships peacocks, Ms.V. That is why her behavior is off the hook. Well, we definitely saw her take that peacock to Hawaii. I don't know the significance of it, but I would never put a peacock before God. Never. That peacock can't do for me what he can. I have life experiences, okay? And you're never going to find him until you experience something you got to go through and he pull you out of it. That's it. It's not about having more or less. It's what you make of it. Exactly, Arlene. I didn't start out with nothing but humble beginnings. We had a house, we had a cars, we had food on the table. We might have been a little bit better off than others in the neighborhood because both parents were working decent jobs, but it didn't make me no better than them. And it didn't make me not play with them. And it didn't make my parents not pull vegetables and call them and tell them, come get you some food down here. We took care of each other in my community. Carolyn is down here. She knows. My daddy went all over town feeding folks with food off the farm. Um, Fanny wants y'all to like, share, and subscribe to Ms.V. She's giving you my email. Membership badges are available. Please support Ms.V. and hit the like button, and thank you. Okay, thank you, Fanny. Dorothy Jackson says, speak, baby, speak. I just thought it was time for us to get out of other people's lives and other people's business. And even though, you know, she brought herself, injected herself into my life, I don't want to talk about it every day. I've said everything I had to say about her. You know, she is who she is. She don't fit in my world. She doesn't belong. And she made that pretty obvious on day one. You come out here and attack an innocent person who ain't never even called your name, but has been helpful to you in donations, as well as flowers for the funeral for your son. And then you come and attack him. What does that say about that person? Don't say much to me. Says get out from around me and leave me alone, and don't call my name no more even. I don't want my name even called out your mouth. You're filthy. But I know if I needed to go home briefly, yeah, we always knew if we needed to go home, we could go back. That's right. Get a life, says my homegirl, Carolyn. Oh, I love me some Ms.V. Thank you, sweet and sassy. Ain't be right, like you always say, as long as we are respectful. That's all I ever ask. I don't disrespect y'all, and I want the same in return. Anything else, you say what you want to in the chat. Jessica turned bull. Ho? Okay. All right. Jessica, you need to find your way home, sweetie. I'm going to leave you in there because I want people to see the ignorance that comes into the chat when you're trying to give a positive message to help somebody. I'm not going to erase. Thank you for the view, and thank you for coming into the chat, and thank you for the comment. Okay? You belong on that other side over there where people don't know people. Okay, that's where the hoes are. Okay, the ones that call each other hoes all day. You don't never hear me calling nobody a hoe over here. So you be very disrespectful, Jessica, and you're no longer welcome to my chat. Goodbye. Okay, Jessica, I'm sorry. You said hi. You misspelled it. Okay. I'll take it back then, Jessica. You are more than welcome to chatting with Ms.V. You put an O instead of an I. I take it back. I apologize. Okay. But welcome to chatting with Ms.V, Jessica. First time here. Feel free to get into the comments. Just watch how you put that O instead of the I, because that didn't come across to me right. Okay. But I still didn't chop you up. I just told you might not belong over here, and you might need to go on back over there with the people who call folks hoes, okay? Because we don't call people hoes over here. You've never heard me call nobody no hoe, no B, none of that. That's just not who I am. Let anybody do it who want to do it. That's them. I choose not to. I join you too, Miss V. Keep speaking the truth. Thank you, Dorothy. Candy girl, I miss you, but hello, beautiful. Okay, we getting on down because it's almost my time to leave for today. Sending prayers for your niece. Thank you, Cynthia. Hope I didn't miss anybody. Miss Geraldine says praying for your niece, strength and wisdom and better days to come. I thank you, Miss Geraldine. And you always welcome over here. You know I sent for you to come over here. So, and you came, and I appreciate you. How about that? Jay says, by his stripes, she is healed. Hopefully, Jay. Hopefully. We haven't seen it yet. Oh, you talking about my niece. I thought you was talking about that other woman. Thank you, Jay. Thank you. I have to try to figure things out when I get way down here and I've been given a message. Thankful for life. If anyone spake to me, wait a minute, what is that? Spoke to me and I did not reply, please charge it to my head. We good, thankful for life. Everybody over here is cordial to everybody. So if we miss somebody, we just missed them. We'll catch it tomorrow. Don't get mad. And where's Lisa P? See, she don't even come into the chat every day, and as soon as she come in, she want me to call her name. That's all right. I get her when she come in here. I ain't seen her in here. Moving Wheels News, great advice every time I hear from you. Well, thank you, and thank you for coming into the chat. That's what I want y'all to do is come into the chat. Encourage me. Let me know when I'm not delivering the message correctly. I'm not always right. I'm wrong sometimes. Okay, not often, but sometimes. Okay. Same greater is he in you. C passes out in God's glory. Thank you, Jay. I appreciate that. Model Stance, driving, love you all. Thank you, Model Stance. Jam, speedy recovery for your niece. Thank you, Jam. Straight out of Naptown is in the house, in the building. And we are moving. Sting is here. Cynthia Green, my saying is I'm too blessed, grateful, and truly thankful. Stress, I give it to God and leave it there. And you're doing the right thing. A lot of people give it to him and then they take it back and try to play with it and try to fix it themselves and he don't answer. Because you shouldn't have took it back. You should have gave it to him and let him do his job if you believe in him. If you don't believe in him, you obviously are taking it back thinking you can do better than him. There's a problem there. Okay. Tones. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Chatting with Ms. V. Get in the chat. Talk to us. I come on at 10 o'clock every morning and 7:30 at night, unless there's an unusual circumstance, except for Thursday. Normally, I'm at choir rehearsal, but I'll come on after then. Okay. Wanda Younger, did I speak to you? Hey, niece, Carlita. I'm from Louisiana. Several family members went to Grambling. My son went to ULM. Oh, in Monroe. Okay. My niece Carlita, who is on here, that I just spoke to, graduated from NLU. Okay. My grandson in Dallas going to I think it's some college. I think Booker T. I don't know exactly. Excellent. I'm glad to know that, Dorothy, that you're from Louisiana. So we sisters down here now, Dorothy. We from the boot. Okay. Yeah. Some fail to realize when the love of your life and those two paychecks turn into thanking for my working skill, retirement, and my late husband covered by God and him for life. That's where I am, Cynthia. What you said is where I am. I thank God for my working life and my husband's. Okay. And I didn't say husband. I said, because all of them contributed something to my life. Every last one of them. I had 3, 2 divorces and 1 death. So they all contribute. The first one contributed our daughter. The second one helped to raise the daughter. We were together 20 years. And then the last one, she was grown and gone in her own house. So it was me and him more so than anything. And we just went around the family, had a good time. We don't have like that now due to mothers like Callie. True. Cynthia Green, thank you for becoming a member. I appreciate that. Ms.V, I got a pal for acting up in school with a substitute teacher, then got home and got it. No more problems after that. Terry Cody, Ms.V, you're speaking facts. I came up in the 60s and 70s. Everything you're saying, I can witness. I will take that rearing over what I see going on now. Yeah, you're a better person. Your parents raised you and the community raised you. You see people out here who don't have home training. It comes out in their delivery of their content and what they do and say. You wasn't raised. You wouldn't be saying what you're saying. Peacock's supposed to represent power, strength, and divinity in some cultures. It don't represent nothing in mine. Okay, thank you. Who was that? Carla. Okay. Ms.V was about to say, gone on. I was, Carla. I was. I'm glad I caught myself. Um, I'm not sure. This is from another country, I suppose, but you kissing me and you're laughing. So you're good. Long as you kissing and laughing, we good over here. The Eagles fly high. How you doing? And Rita, Callie idolizes peacocks. That is the difference. The Almighty God represents life and abundance of life, power, joy, strength, and so on. Okay, y'all. I appreciate each and every one of y'all commenting in the chat this morning. We like-minded people over here, I see. I thank everyone who has subscribed to the page, the new people who are coming in out the bushes. I appreciate that too. My analytics say it's about 33% of y'all watching out there in the bushes. So just keep watching. Sooner or later, you'll come in. You'll see that it ain't a bad place to be. We're very hospitable people over here. We were very respectful people over here. The only people are being disrespectful are those who are coming from the outside that really don't fit in over here. So with that, I'm going to say I will see y'all hopefully, if nothing changes, at 7:30 tonight. I appreciate each and every one of you. Like, share, and subscribe. Have a great Tuesday. Love you. Bye-bye.